Do you suffer from derealisation?
Do you struggle to appear present?
Are you afraid to share your emotions?
Do you appear to others like you don't care?
Are you afraid to cry?
Well, good.
'Cause the boys are back. Just a shot of us coming over the hill, the sun blazing on the concrete.
Kick Barbie out of the way.
Take that.
2024, the year of the boy.
Yes. Bring back Ken. It's fit.
Is that enough?
So, the studio has just been turned into a Dutch oven. That's vital, that is, mate.
It's all this coffee, mate. I'm not going to lie. It's
is.
a good coffee, though.
It is a good coffee.
It's a good coffee for a homemade coffee.
Sunday blend from Lidl. Your light's gone off.
That's okay. Just leave it. It's me off.
It's all right. We'll cross that bridge later. Might have to turn up the old exposure. We have some technical difficulties.
Turns.
Our lighting guy will get fired for this.
You, Dave. He's Dave from now on.
Piece of shit is what he is. Get out!
It was Darren before.
Was it Darren?
Yeah.
We've changed his name. Are we that rude that we just didn't remember his name?
Anyway, mate, have you been?
I don't know really. I've had a bit of been in a weird position, to be honest, with the MH. Although I've been feeling really positive about body changes and diets. That's the last time I'll mention that this episode. I feel kind of lost, and I have been feeling quite lost. In the sense that I can't relax. And I don't really know what's going on, to be honest. I will sit down to watch something or plan to do something and I can't. I can't watch anything. I can't commit to doing any task. And I'm not really sure why that is, to be honest. So I've been feeling quite lost. And that's just me being honest. Normally I'm like coming on here and I'm saying like, yeah, I've been all right. Yeah. But I don't know. I feel a bit lost lately.
Do you think it's a symptom of, that feeling that you spoke around on New Year's when you thought that you were shedding your skin? Your mind's ready for change. Do you think that this is almost a symptom of that? Yeah. So it's almost like you're ready, but you don't know what to change.
I don't know what element is ready to change or why I'm feeling this way, but I do feel like there's change. Maybe that's because my body is starting to feel better and clarity's breaking through, and I feel really weird. I feel really non-present. And I'm not really sure why that is, but I'm finding it really hard to relax. I have a lot of anxiety. A lot of paranoia. Fear of failing. That's a big thought at the minute.
Before you've even started?
Yeah. When it comes to like tasks or applying to jobs, I've already failed and been denied before I've even got off the mark. So yeah, bit of a weird week, to be honest.
Have you been trying to put anything in place to kind of counter these things, or does that kind of play into the way that you are feeling? So you do feel lost, so you don't know how to kind of remedy these things.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've already said, but I have started meditation again. Not every day, but I've made a start, which I think is the most important thing. And yeah, it's struggling to get off the mark to do things. Like, I don't know if you saw how hard it has been this weekend for me to reply to messages. There's just I'm not believing in myself that much this week.
There's a big level of that self-doubt.
Yeah.
Almost, outwardly asking me if that sounds okay, or is that okay to put?
Yeah, simple replies, and that happens. Whether that's a part of ADHD, I'd say so. A lot of self-doubt, and there is certain points where I can't do stuff, and there's some days where I'm absolute fire when I've got that big burst of energy, and I feel like I'm at my best in the morning, whereas the day goes on, and obviously there's daily stresses that contribute to the way you feel, as well as that. Like, I've had a difficult couple of weeks with the kids. Like, my son's had like behavioural issues, so that's been taxing as well. So, as well as my own stuff that's going on in my brain, I've obviously got other elements that contribute into testing me, and it's
things almost doubling down on the way that you are feeling.
Yeah. So, to be honest with you, a bit of a difficult week, if I'm being perfectly honest, mate.
Sorry to hear that, mate.
It's all right.
But no, I can completely sympathise with the way that you're feeling about not feeling present. I mentioned previously that my whole year last year, I kind of struggled to be present. So maybe it's something a journey that we can go on together. That mission and goal to be present.
Yeah.
We like to consider the podcast as our main quest, and we joke around all the time about little things that come up,
little side quests
when we're trying to to produce the podcast, and these little side quests come up that stop us. But
like lights going off,
trying
to fix that,
dogs barking, fireworks going off,
cars starting up,
notes under the door.
Yeah, things of that nature.
All these things.
Yeah.
But maybe this is just another side quest, mate, that we figure out together.
Yeah.
And maybe there's certain things that we can do together to try and remedy those things. Try and combat these things together. But
there is something I wanted to discuss today, actually, and that's like, I don't know if you've heard of, because we've been talking about not being present and things of that nature. It's like, I don't know if you've heard of the term derealisation, which I think, well, I definitely not suffer with that, but I deal with that. And I feel like you could have elements of that as well. And it's quite self-explanatory, not being present.
For sure. Like, I didn't know the term until one of our viewers commented on one of our clips, which was talking about, my inability to feel present last year. And that was the first time that I'd heard the term, surprisingly. And when a viewer commented that sounds like what it is, it's something that they go through as well. So maybe it's something that we do tackle together, mate. Derealisation.
It happens a lot. And it happens when I'm driving, where I will black out from the whole journey. It's like my brain just knows where to go, but I don't remember any of that, which could be quite dangerous, to be honest. But your brain just is out of it. You could be someone speaking to me, and I'm just not present, and that's when, like, I have to ask again, like, sorry, what was that? Because sometimes words just don't go in, because I'm not available in that time. And I feel like that's where I've always struggled, because it's hard to retain important information sometimes, which can be annoying for myself and for the people you're talking to. It can be frustrating if someone just looks ignorant and they're just like, listen to me, But yeah, I don't know if you can relate to that. Like,
it's absolutely, it's on the outside of things, it sounds just like muscle memory.
Yeah.
But it's almost like to the extreme. It's muscle memory combined with almost like antisocial behaviors. But no, I can completely relate. Like when I come up here, I leave my apartment and then suddenly I'm in Doncaster and you're picking me up. I'm like, Well, that journey didn't happen.
Oh yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Right, on the way. Yeah.
Just zone out from what you're doing. The autopilot takes over. And it's wild.
It's kind of like my brain is giving it a rest, because when I'm not like that, I've got like 7 different ideas or thoughts going on consistently, and it's tough. Like, I could be thinking about 4 topics whilst you're talking to me. That could be a creative idea, stuff I've lost.
It's so wild that you're saying this. Carry on.
I could be something that I've lost. It's something that I want to do later. It could be what I'm going to eat later. And this is all going on in conjunction with each other. And it's like, it's why I'm hardly quiet. Like, something's always got to get out, you know? And it's wild to me.
And these are the things that take over. So the situation that you were doing, it's secondary. The thing that I'm focused on isn't getting from A to B. It's that thought that's in my head.
Yeah.
I mean, the wild one when I was coming up here this weekend whilst traveling here, stupidly was, how am I going to play Guitar Hero? Because I used to play Guitar Hero a lot. I used to lead a board. I used to take it serious when I was in my teenagers.
Yeah.
And I just randomly got this fleeting thought in my head. I think I might have been scrolling through TikTok at the time, and I saw someone live streaming playing Guitar Hero. I thought, wow. Instantly had a itch to just play it. And I was like, wow, that's consumed me. So then I was like, how do I play Guitar Hero 2024? And it just spiraled from there. Then I need to get this thing called Clone Hero. Then I need to buy a controller that works on my PC. Then I thought, how am I going to live stream this? I turned myself into a live streamer.
Gamer.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so then I need to get a capture card, and then I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to do this. Suddenly, you're picking me up.
Hyperfocus.
I just created a whole life.
Yeah.
In my mind. It's just
That's what happens, though.
absolutely wild.
Yeah.
And do you think that I'm going to go home and go do all these things?
No, you probably talk yourself out of it.
Absolutely not.
Seems like a good idea at the time. A fantasy. I do it all the time. Did it with the strongman thing. I did it. Going back to last week's episode, it's like I created an email. I was going to start a YouTube channel of the journey into a strongman. The email was called journeyintoastrongman@gmail.com.
I'm pretty sure that you pitched to me creating the documentary a couple of times.
Did I? So I mean, these little mad hyperfocuses, but like I do that all the time, and I did that with gaming. I got an N64 emulator. I've got a PlayStation 1 emulator. I've got a PlayStation 2 emulator. I've got an Xbox 360 emulator.
You went deep.
All on this Mac.
Hope that's not illegal.
Whoops.
Jokes. He's not really got those.
Don't discontinue the games then. But sometimes you just got to play Super Mario Brothers for the.
You just get these itches, don't you?
Yeah, you do. And mad hyperfocus is like wants and needs.
Do you remember that time before we had the podcast that we were going to start a band?
Oh God! Yeah, I do, and it's ridiculous.
Do you think that I've ever played a musical instrument in my life?
No,
No.
absolutely not. Never.
But we were going to start a band.
I could play the drums a little bit when I was younger, learning in school. A little bit, yeah.
I was going to buy a banjo. You were going to play drums.
There's something I've got to share with you.
Go on.
Going off this, because you've just triggered something in my brain. Right, last year, I had a little hyper focus about rap music.
No.
Yeah.
I vividly remember when we were talking about this band idea. You sent me lyrics that you wrote.
Don't even remember sending you them.
I thought, what the f*** is he doing? I think that turned me off the idea altogether.
But yeah, for a solid 3 weeks, I fully committed to listening to rap music and really enjoyed it, by the way.
Were you practicing in the mirror?
Oh no, didn't get that deep. I was practicing recording myself doing it though.
Did you actually?
And then I wanted to learn how to produce music. I was looking at software, similar to what you did with Guitar Hero. Like, how do I learn how to produce music? And like, a part of me still likes the idea of producing beats and stuff, but that hyper-focus of wanting to be a rapper was ridiculous. I think I listened to Jelly Roll and I like country music, and his raps are quite good in the country music. And I was like, I can see myself doing stuff like this. What the are we doing with this hyper-focus?
It's mental in it where your mind takes you.
Yeah.
In these little ridiculous avenues.
That's such a pop though. I actually sent you lyrics. Deep dark stuff as well, wasn't it?
It was.
Like, it was from the heart.
Like, to do with like your childhood and your upbringing, parents, etc. I had to close it, mate.
Crying.
Deleted it.
Delete it.
Couldn't look at it.
Wow.
Too deep.
Because it was that bad or too deep?
Both.
Yeah, good.
Don't know whether you noticed, but I'm still drinking out of the broken mug. Fingers are shredded to bits.
Yeah, don't trumpet that up. So, yeah, mate.
That's wild, that is, mate.
Mm.
But also comforting that someone else does these ridiculous things.
And I feel like a lot of other people do as well.
And this is something else that I would love to hear from people. So wherever you are listening to this on, watching this on, drop us a message about what your ridiculous, momentary hyper-focuses are.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I am super intrigued. I'm trying to rack my brain now to think of other ones that I've thought, about recently. They're constant.
I did one where, what are you thinking? I wanted to set up a burger business from home. Start of COVID. I was like, oh, I've got like a food and catering certificate. And I've got 2 levels in that.
Was this because of that idea?
No? What do you mean?
Those certifications. Did you get those because of this idea?
No. I had these from years back. Yeah. Oh. I did it in 2018. I did 2 courses. So I did that, and I thought, I'm going to sell burgers from home and deliver them because no one's doing that.
No one's doing that. Pioneer, this man.
Burgers.
Burger King.
Burger. There's that again.
You said it.
Yeah, but yeah, I was going to do that, and started looking at recipes, and I started making burgers, homemade burgers, to taste them, and
I bet they were incredible though.
They were good, you know. I'm not going to lie. If I'd have probably gone through, probably would have sold some burgers.
Shifted some baps.
But yeah, that was one of the hyper focuses. Yeah.
Now, do you know what?
I've done a lot though. To be honest.
One of my more recent ones was.
Go on.
This
was a hyper focus.
This was a hyper focus.
Oh.
I can't remember the actual moment that we discussed this.
I just started a wrestling podcast with a friend, and you watched an episode, and you messaged me, and you were very complimentary, saying that, like,
good friend.
You are a very good friend, my best friend. You were very complimentary in saying, like, that I had a natural presence. Now, I wouldn't say that because it's, you know,
it was true. But
you were really complimentary, and I feel like we'd always spoken about doing something together. And I feel I might be wrong, so please correct me. But I feel like your brain then just went on a search for, this would be probably like podcasting was becoming more popular. You know, it's really accessible. It's fun to watch. I think it's a really new, strong medium of media that people enjoy. And I feel like your brain was like, maybe this is our opportunity to do something together. We just need that niche that it's educational, but, you know, authentic, and a platform that can help people. And then I feel like because of your struggles, you obviously hear a lot about my struggles, triggered the idea to this. And then maybe that's where it's born from. And I feel like everything happens for a reason, and the universe wanted me to make that podcast for you to see, to spawn the idea, to get it rolling in your head.
Saw him on a podcast and thought, how can this benefit me?
I want to be in. I want a podcast.
But no, you're right, bro. I think at the time that the kind of idea came around, it was when I got my diagnosis of clinical depression.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that was just something that was just constantly at the forefront of my mind. You know, this label that I've now got. so it's kind of influencing all of my thoughts.
Yeah.
And it, you know, it kind of spiraled. You came to mine, and we, you know, you have one of those moments that friends have when we were up till about 4 o'clock in the morning on my terrace, just talking about everything. You know, you had no idea about my depression. I opened up about that. You opened up about your condition, and I think that's where it spiraled. And I just thought, wow, we need therapy.
I forgot about that chat. Yeah.
I think it just came from there. Then I was like, okay, we don't talk enough about these important things. We talk every single day, but we don't talk about the things that really matter. And then it was, okay, how can we talk? Oh, MK talks on a podcast. Oh, let's do that. Let's make a podcast about our mental health.
Yeah.
So it can, you know, and it just spiraled from there. You know, we were planning it for months, you know, coming up with branding, coming up with structure, that type of thing. And
exciting.
No, it wasn't. You know, I guess that initial thought of we need therapy is so pivotal to this, because I feel like this is my therapy.
Yeah. Same now, by the way. It adds to it.
And we spoke the other day. We were looking back at like the first episodes, and just optics, you know, the way that we both look in that first episode, I feel like is so different to how we look now.
Yeah.
And I can only attribute that to this being a vehicle to be able to talk and to get things off our chest.
Absolutely.
Not harbouring those things inside that are just wearing us both down. Yeah. Like, I look like shit, man.
Yeah, same. Yeah, we look awful.
And it's crazy to see, but it's also so incredible to see the difference that it has had just by talking and opening up. Yeah. So that is one hyperfocus that I am so thankful for. Yeah. Is this.
And I feel like, you know, we say it all the time, but this is a vehicle for like, and hopefully people can just check in with us now and just feel like they can use this podcast as the vehicle that we've used it for, in a sense of it's okay, man. It's okay.
It's okay. Whatever you're going through, whatever's going through your mind, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Sometimes you just need to open up about it.
Yeah. I was speaking to someone who watched the podcast, who I know from my wrestling days. And they were saying like they've been going through a difficult time. And it was like, you guys have kind of inspired me to get off my arse and do something productive. And I think I'm going to start a podcast off the back of this. And I was like, that's so cool that this little platform has gave you the motivation to do something creative, to do something for just do something for yourself that's drags you away from real life, that distracts you from the stresses of real life. And the fact that someone reached out and we achieved that that's the shit that gets me excited the most, is when people are fulfilled and they're helped with this platform.
Couldn't agree more. It's, you know, at the core of that, the kind of podcast thing doesn't matter, because at the core of that, the thing that they're doing is opening up and talking. Yeah. And that's just incredible. Mm-hmm. It's incredible. And, you know, you talk about that story. We've received emails from people saying that they were in such a dark place, but then they discovered the podcast. Yeah. Thank you, social media algorithms. You know, they discovered the podcast, and now that got them through such a difficult time. You know, listening to us talk about such
relatable stories.
Yeah. Difficult periods of our life and how we feel, and, you know, being able to relate to that makes them not feel alone, you know, and it allows them to crawl out of that hole. So warms my frozen heart so much to receive things like that. So massive thank you to everyone who tunes in. Massive thank you to you for doing it with me, for building this hyperfocus. So, I mean, if you take anything from that, don't think that all hyperfocuses are wild, crazy ideas.
No, they're not. I did think of one again. I had another one about 3 years ago, Christmas time. I wanted to learn how to draw cartoons.
Brilliant.
So I bought a sketchbook, all the pens. Started to learn how to draw cartoons. I'll try and find some of them cartoons if I can that I tried to draw.
Is that what that is?
No, that's great. That's my niece who did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good artwork, isn't it?
I'm jealous.
But I did look like that though when I was bald.
Egg.
I look like an egg.
Eggman. But no, it's incredible. I feel left out, to be honest.
I'll get you one.
I feel like I need one.
We'll get you some up there.
Right here.
On the wall, yeah. I mean, yeah, it'd be great there.
What are we thinking? Me shitting myself at the Charity Film Awards.
Yeah, you on stage, I think, with holding an award, shaking, like them shaky lines. And just let your cheeks all red.
A little bit of dribble down my leg.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of dribble down leg. No, I'm not going to share that.
He shit himself.
I shit myself the other day, guys.
Shit himself.
Yeah.
It's not really funny, though.
Snot. Snot. I'm going to check into the doctors, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like some deep underlying health issue that you've got there.
I don't know if it was my medication.
Because of your medication?
My medication, yeah. Like I take 150 grams of sertraline a day.
What does that do?
It's for my mood swings and anxiety and stuff like that. So that you're not really meant to have coffee with it. I drink a lot of coffee, so I don't know between coffee, the medication, and anxiety. It's just like what was what. Do you know what I mean? Could have all just
cocktail for disaster.
Yeah, could have just all come out at once. Like it was scary because I thought, I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel my stomach rumble. I just felt this feeling, and then yeah, stuff happened. Shit happened. But yeah, I don't know why I needed to share that. It's oversharing again, I guess.
I mean, it's something relatable. You know, maybe other people are out there taking their medications, drinking coffee in their kitchen, themselves.
Sticking it to the man while drinking coffee or on medication. Don't really help myself sometimes.
Can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, sucker. Man, I ain't a sucker.
Mama ain't raised no
Funny. But yeah, mate, sweet. I've got a confession to the mate, by the way.
Is it related?
No.
Okay.
Right, so I feel bad because I had a new shipment of protein come the other day. New blender. You know, just obviously I'm eating properly now and
getting on the health.
Getting on the health kick. You know me.
Big time.
But I made you a protein shake, you know, and I made you that shake, and then like I forgot I had those shakers that were in the cupboard, and I was like, oh, I don't remember having those shakers, and I remember why I don't use them.
The one that I drank from.
The
yesterday.
one that you drank from.
Okay. Here we go.
So, like, my wife's mom, my mother-in-law, she passed away. You know, and with her ashes, right?
You serious?
Wait there. I said to my wife, I was like, how are you gonna? Because she wanted to scatter her ashes at the a football stadium, and you're not allowed to do that. Apparently, you're not allowed to scatter ashes at a football stadium. So, I said to my wife, how are you going to take the ashes to the football stadium? And she said, oh, I've just put her in several protein shakers.
Follow through this story. Keep going.
Okay, I didn't know till she got back home that that's what she'd used. I was like, how did you do that? She went, I just took like 3 protein shakers so I could just scatter a bit in the stadium without no one looking. Sorry, mate. So I feel a bit weird.
So, Let me get this right.
Okay.
Let me get this straight. I drank your dead mother-in-law's ashes.
Residue.
Gains, I suppose.
Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't realise you were halfway through the shake.
That your dead mother-in-law was in there, not...
I'm sorry, man. It's been washed out.
Her essence was still in there, though. I could taste her spirit.
Oh God.
Can I ask what stadium it was?
Oh God, who's the football team? Arsenal. Your football team?
It was at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Sprinkled her mum's ashes at the Emirates Stadium in protein shakers.
Some protein shakers.
Just...
Bit there. No one can see me.
Excuse me, what are you doing? Just having a shake.
Just having a shake. Eat you.
That's absurd.
That noise. Yeah, so I apologise about that. I thought I'd wait till now to tell you.
I can't believe you've kept it in.
I saw the entertainment value in it, to be honest.
The thing is, I know that's only been washed once. Since that happened.
I've got a headache.
I wish I was more mad.
Yeah, hopefully you can see the comedy in it.
But it was
I
delicious,
did.
mate. It was delicious.
2 scoops of protein, vanilla,
Peanut butter,
soy milk, banana,
dead mum,
dead mum. Sorry, Carol.
Rip Queen.
Love you.
That's mad, bro, that is.
Sorry, I
That's
apologise.
unhinged.
I think I'm going to have to take 2 paracetamol now because my head's going to explode with laughter.
Does that make me a cannibal?
Probably. You did consume her. I have to report you to the authority.
I did consume her.
You did?
That's wild. In hell. Cannibalism, derealisation, and depression.
I think you just came up with the title for this episode.
Thanks, mate.
You got anything else?
Where are the other 2 shakers?
They're in the cupboard as well.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Get the blender on.